Changing your mind and not following through on your word are two very different things. Changing your mind is done with alignment. Not following through on your word is done through avoidance. So changing your mind comes from clarity and intent, where not following through on your word is usually an energetic collapse. When you change your mind, it's actually an act of sovereignty. New data has come in, new perspectives, new insights, and as you integrate this, you have a new understanding. And so in order to honor your truth in that understanding, you change your mind. It's a beautiful thing. Not following through is typically done out of fear. You want to avoid something. Maybe it's conflict. Maybe there's a consequence. There's an avoidance of something, a reason for wanting to avoid something. And that's done in a very energetic collapse state and often done without ownership. That's where we see people ghosting people. So the difference isn't in the change itself. The difference is in the energy that it's done with, the energy that you carry and how you go about it. So when you change your mind, you take ownership of the change, you communicate the change to the parties involved, you state the truth, and you let it land. It doesn't mean you're over-explaining or over-justifying, but there is clarity, there's intent, it is done cleanly, and there's ownership. Where when you avoid, it's typically lack of ownership, right? That's the ghosting. I'm just gonna not talk to that, hope that takes care of itself on its own. So there's lack of ownership, usually lack of communication to the parties involved, and lack of clarity and aligned intent, I will say. So wanting just to clarify, when you change your mind as an act of sovereignty, it's done with clarity, and it's a beautiful gift to yourself and those involved or those in your life. The avoidance is done in a collapsed state, typically out of fear. So the next time you question changing your mind, you can decipher, am I doing it to avoid, or is it truly because new information is available to me and I now have a greater insight and I'm changing my mind, changed my view and my perspective, and I'm going to go communicate that and take ownership of it.